Hi, welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell from the intro, I'll be attacking my budget for the second half of February. Now, I work full-time and I have a bi-monthly paycheck, so yes, I live paycheck to paycheck. And if you saw my last budgeting video, you know that I was in a bit of a bind due to my check being short. Well, I am happy to say that I was able to get the pay that was shorted from the previous check on this one. So now I know I won't have to delve into my emergency fund to make up the difference. Yay! But for the next few months, there are some bill fluctuations happening, which I have to account for, so my budget will not be as consistent as it has been for the past year. Fun times! Now, the way that I go about budgeting on a bi-weekly income, I divide my bill payments according to when they're due and when my paychecks drop. But anything over 100, I usually divide between the two checks, so that way, A, it won't seem so financially overwhelming, and B, so I can, buy basic necessities like gas and food. This month so far, don't quote me, I've been really good at keeping track of my expenses. On the monthly layout, I use it to track my daily spending. And I color code what type of expense it was, whether it be groceries, household items, my allowance spending, gas, and more. From there, I tally up the totals by category and at the end of the week and add them to my weekly expenses spread, which gives me a good overview of where exactly my money goes. For the rest of this month, I have very few bills left over. But with this check, I'm also paying my first round of March bills. So things like rent and utilities and a large student loan payment and a few more other things will come out of this check as well. In addition to household necessities and my allowance, I just keep doing the math on this until the balance gets to zero. And I know you're looking at this like, hey, wait, you made a sinking funds page, right? Like, how are you funding your sinking funds? Well, I have a side gig and I tutor as well. So whatever I make from that goes directly into my sinking funds. And speaking of sinking funds, I've already spent some of my homeschool sinking fund this month on my daughter's next math curriculum, despite just having bought her current one last month. But I was strolling through a buy-sell trade page and I saw a great deal on the workbooks. And I had the funds in my sinking funds, and it was less than retail, so I snagged it. That's pretty much what sinking funds are for, right? While I was doing the math here, I realized that my subscription spending is getting out of control. So that's one of the things I'm going to review to see what I can cut back on. I'm looking at canceling a planner-related sub and maybe my Kindle Unlimited sub. The planner one I'm not worried about, but the Kindle Unlimited one I'm a bit queasy over because I'm a reader. I don't watch TV. I mean, I have Netflix for my daughter and schooling purposes, so I don't know if I want to kill that one again, but we'll just have to see. I'm also keeping an eye on my phone bill because it's the first one with the new plan and it is fucking outrageous. But I was told to wait 2 to 3 billing statements before my credit/discounts, whatever you want to call them, were applied. So I will suck it up, Buttercup, until then. And if it's exactly the same, where there's no changes, me and my phone company are going to have to fight. So towards the end of my calculations, I realized that I didn't have enough to cover Baby Planner Nerd's allowance for the next 2 weeks. And don't get me wrong, I am fully aware that children getting an allowance is a privilege and not a right, but that's my business. But I also realized that I don't have to worry about pulling the full amount because she didn't even earn all her allowance that I withdrew from the previous check. So that's just going to roll over. And whatever's left after that, if she doesn't earn everything like the rest of the allowance, it just goes straight into a sinking fund. So there's that. I don't have to worry about it. All done. At the end of my calculations, I always double and sometimes even triple check my math because, after staring at numbers for a significant amount of time, they just start running together at some point. And if there is one thing I do not mess around with, that would be my money. And this is it. This is this paycheck's budget. It's pretty much down to zero, and you get to see a couple of my spreads when it's all filled out. My bill tracker, my overall monthly expenses, weekly expenses, and there's my monthly layout where I track my daily expenses. What kind of budget do you use? Like, are you hardcore Dave Ramsey and have gone air quote gazelle, or do you use your own fandangled budgeting method? Let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to click the thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. And until next time, bye.